all your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome in, everybody, to your Tuesday Night Delight. This is Who's Next with NXT. I am your host, Virgil, here once again, your former and future Book It champion of the world. That's right. I am coming for my championship, but that's another topic for another day. I'm excited to be here talking with each and every last one of you guys about NXT. That's right. We're talking about NXT, guys. We are on the road to NXT Stand and Deliver. That will happen April 4th, 2 weeks from now in St. Louis, Missouri, the Show Me State. Well, NXT is coming to show what they are made of. And again, we are already seeing that road, that path being carved out for NXT. It's exciting one. Tonight we had a surprise return. We found out what another championship fight was going to be. So many things happening, so many things going on. So let's get right down to business. If my app will work, because I took my notes on here, and sometimes this doesn't like to work. Let me see here. All in all, I will say, just off jump, this NXT was pretty damn good. Episode. Los Americanos, I'm very interested why they keep showing up in NXT. But again, we'll just have to see what happens with that. So, all right. So the show opens with a recap of last week's show. Thea Hail is then seen backstage with Robert Stone, and he asked to go first in the gauntlet tonight. Next up, Tatum Paxley rolls up, yelling, asking where Blake Monroe is, and when Stone says he doesn't know, she says that Monroe has her title and she needs to find her. Then Shiloh says he can help, and they go off giggling. Josh Briggs rolls up to Robert Stone next and says Robert's known him for a long time, but before he can get to his point, a referee shows up and drags the interim general manager off to another crisis. I love that they're keeping Robert Stone as busy as possible, showing just how precarious that NXT job is for the general manager. But we go ahead to the ring now for Fatal Influence. It'll be Fallon Henley and Laney Reed going up against Ren QCC, Kendall Gray, and Ren Sinclair in a tag team match. So Sinclair and Henley will start the match. Fallon rushing her into the corner, hidden shoulder presses. Ren stops short in the ropes and nails her with the elbow and a kick. A really cool spot here was when she did a tilt-a-whirl head scissors, and then Gray tagged her in after that, and then she hit a kick and then a slingshot. There was another sweet spot with the float over butterfly suplex, a flash kick after that. And basically Ren Sinclair won this match by submission with a cross armbar from Kendall Gray on Laney Reed. Post-match, Kendall Gray cuts a promo about Ren QCC's success and says she's going to take the title off JC Jane at Stand and Deliver. Next up, enters in Lola Vice. She says they agree JC is losing, and everybody thinks Kendall is the future champ, but it's her that's going to break Jane's jaw and become the first Cuban-American NXT Women's Champion. And then next enters in Robert Stone. He books the number one contenders match between Vice and Gray for next week. That match is definitely going to be must-see. You definitely don't want to miss that match. After that, we go to commercial break, back for commercial break, and Sol Ruka is in the ring. And she says she's gone back and forth on what to say, and she's seen what Zarya has posted online, and that's not the Zarya she knew, and she thought they were stronger than this. She's played it back over and over again to figure out, but the truth is Zarya just decided she's not worth standing next to anymore, and that baffles her. She trusted her not just as a tag team partner, but as her best friend. Yes, sure, best friends, that's the ticket. And after every snarky comment, she always gave her the benefit of the doubt and made sure whenever anybody said Sol Ruka, they said Zarya too. No, Zarya just wanted her moment. And when she couldn't make her own, she decided to take Sol out instead. All she wanted was to pull Zarya forward every chance she got. She shared every opportunity that came her way because she genuinely believed they were better together. Maybe she was too naive or loyal, but she genuinely wanted Zarya to shine as much as she did. She gave her a spot in the Battle Royal, vouched for her in the TNA Knockouts Championship match, and even let her defend and lose her NXT North American Championship. When Raw and SmackDown called for her, she made sure Zarya would be there too because she knew those opportunities wouldn't be the same without her. And now she knows that while she was fighting for both of them, Zarya was just waiting for an opportunity to make it all about her. But that's cool. That's totally fine because she sees and hears Zarya now and knows who she really is. So if she thinks she can stand on her own, she wants her to prove it at Stand and Deliver. Challenge laid out. Now, before we talk about Zarya's part in this promo battle, let's just bring to the forefront some of the stuff that Sol Ruka had to say. While yes, she did have Zarya with her, she's kind of over embellishing a little bit there because Zarya was always kind of in the background. Sol was always in the front. Sol had the speed title and the North American Championship at the same time. Zarya had no titles. Like I said, she's walking around basically carrying this woman's bags and man being her lackey and everything like that. So Sol is playing it up babyface style, like she was doing everything for the team, but it was really only when it benefited Sol. So but Zarya kind of said the same thing. Zarya enters in. She says she says Ruka really doesn't get it. All she wanted was them, but Sol wanted her own success more and didn't give her anything. Every time she stepped into the ring, she wasn't Zarya. She was Sol Ruka's partner, and spearing her and F5ing her wasn't betrayal. It was taking everything she had taken back from her. And for the first time, she wasn't standing in Sol Ruka's shadow, but over her. And now she wants her at Stand and Deliver. It's fitting that's where it all started and where it all ends. The look and look at her standing there all mad because she got hurt and didn't win the big one. Well, welcome to the club, sunshine. Now she knows how Zarya feels. Great moment right there, I think, between those two. They went back and forth for a little bit. And then Zarya was the last one to get the last word. She says that Zarya that she's got it all wrong. So isn't the villain in her story, but the mistake. Phew. We go to commercial break. After that, we come back, and all ego Ethan Page and Absolute Ricky Saints watch footage of Joe Hendry beating Saints up. Saints then says if something is on Ethan's chest, he should get it off. And Ethan admits he wants the title. Ricky says he's getting the shot, and Josh Briggs stands up and yells at them for bickering when he can't get even 5 minutes with Robert Stone. Joe Hendry rolls up and tells Ricky to handle Tony D'Angelo tonight. Then Kelani Jordan makes her entrance to send us to break. Next up, we got Kelani Jordan versus Thea Hail. Hail comes in and she is immediately showing off not only her new hairdo that she posted on social media this week, but also some very fierce moves that she's hidden on Kelani Jordan. These two pretty much had a knock 'em out, bag 'em out brawl that ended up being won by Kelani Jordan with a pinfall with a split leg moonsault. Post match, Jordan jumps Hail and puts boots to her in the corner before grabbing a short arm scissors. And then who shows up? None other than Jada Parker to make the save with a big gourd buster off the ropes for Hypnotic, but Kelani bails to the floor. And then that is the end of that segment. Like I said, Jada Parker is the ultimate babyface right now in NXT. And everybody loves her. Next up, we get a promo from Jasper Troy about how he's going to teach Keanu Carver what's what next week. After that, Tatum Paxley is seen chatting with Shiloh Hill backstage. He says he put a picture of Blake Monroe posted through some fancy tracking software, and he gives her a little receipt with information on it. Shiloh rushes off for his entrance, and that takes us to break. Next up, We run to Charlie Dempsey versus Deion Lennox versus Jackson Drake versus Johnny Gargano versus Shiloh Hill for an NXT Men's North American Championship match. So the match will start with Shiloh Hill and Jackson Drake. And like I said, these two kind of went back and forth for a little bit. Then Deion Lennox shows up, he's out third. Then Charlie Dempsey shows up and he's out fourth. Then the countdown timer ticks, and Candice LeRae comes down apologizing for the interruption. She says she's tried everything to snap him out of his funk, everything except the place where he built his name. And Johnny Gargano is out fifth. He looks a little lost, and Drake meets him with a boot and leaves him down on the apron. Deion then with the slingshot powerbomb for the cover two. Charlie Dempsey fights to guard for a triangle choke. These guys go back and forth for a bit. Shiloh Hill eliminates Deion Lennox by pinfall with a back suplex neck breaker. We come back from commercial break after that, and Dempsey and Hill brawl to the floor as Ken Ray tries to get Gargano to be a part. Oh God!
Don't talk about the GOAT no more. Don't talk about the GOAT no more. Don't talk about the GOAT no more. I told you I was gonna hijack the show. I ain't gonna be before you too long. I just had to do it.
I am here talking about the return of Johnny Gargano. Nobody's talking about old broke down Tom Brady. Nobody.
I told you I was gonna hijack the show, brother.
You are ridiculous. Next time I'll make sure I lock the door behind me. So that way you can't get in.
But you all good?
Yeah, nah, man, it's all good, brother. Everything's everything.
All right. I'll tune in on the YouTube on my page. All right, I'm out.
All right, so without that little interruption, we head back to the match, and Shiloh Hill then eliminates Jackson Drake by pinfall with a back suplex neck breaker, and then Shiloh Hill eliminates Charlie Dempsey by pinfall with a back suplex breaker, and then this is probably the funniest part of the match. Birthright pull Hill to the floor and work him over. They throw him back inside, and Johnny Gargano then at this point is back to his feet. Candice just cold shoves him into a corner, and Johnny Gargano wins this match with an unconscious press to become the new number one contender for the NXT Men's North American Championship. Johnny Gargano won this match, y'all, without doing one single offensive move. I am very curious to see what happens with him and how they play this next week on Stand and Deliver. But next up, we go to Swipe Right, who are backstage interrogating Robert Stone about Ilio LaFleur's replacement. Then Josh Briggs rolls up to insist on himself. They bicker until Stone sends them all off. Then referee Daryl Sharma says none of his crew are willing to ref Jasper Troy versus Keanu Carver next week. And Stone says he'll figure it out. Then after that, Jada Parker rolls up asking for a match against Kelani Jordan. And guess what? Robert Stone gives her that match. Next up, we're going to head back to the ring, and the Culling make their entrance to send us to break. And then back from break, we get some Hall of Fame hype for who? None other than it was announced earlier today, Sid Vicious going into the Hall of Fame. And then we get an NXT Origins package of Tiffany Stratton. And then OTM are interviewed backstage. They say attacking Deion Lennox was paying back a debt. They've told Dark State since day one they don't get to take shots and walk away. They talked to Robert Stone and got a 6-man for next week. So it'll be OTM versus the Dark State, and their partner will be none other than the TNA heavyweight champion Mike Santana will be joining them. So you know that's going to be huge for next week. Next up, with the Culling is waiting in the ring to see who their opponents are, and it turns out to be none other than Los Americanos. Bravo and Rayo Americano versus the Culling, Nico Vance and Sean Spears with the NXT Men's Tag Team Championship number one contenders tournament semifinals. So it's going to be Bravo and Spears to start out the match. These guys do a lot of fast-paced work in the match. Obviously, like I said, Los Americanos are very good at what they do in the ring. The match will end with Sean with the O'Connor roll, then a kick out, then Ryo Nelson with a headbutt and with a loaded mask. The headbutt to Bravo, and then he covers. And Los Americanos win by pinfall with the headbutt from Bravo Americano on Sean Spears. Next up, we see Keanu Carver backstage telling Robert Stone he's going to destroy Jasper Troy and said he doesn't need a referee. Stone tells him whether the match happens or not, he'll be fined. Josh Briggs rolls up and offers to be the referee for the match next week. He claims he can control both Troy and Carver, and they don't scare him. And next up, Robert Stone books it. Next up, we see Tyler Tatum Paxley shown backstage looking for Blake Monroe to send us to break. Back from break, and we get footage of Blake Monroe having a bubble bath and talking to the NXT Women's North American Championship belt when she hears a knock at the door. She answers the door, and of course, it is Tatum Paxley who says next week they'll be face-to-face without the door, and she better bring the title. The commentary hypes up the return of Sexy Red as Stand and Deliver, and we get a quick phone promo from her about how she's looking forward to it. I really wish they would not bring Sexy Red back to NXT. I think that's like the worst thing they could do. And then we're headed to the main event. It's Absolute Ricky Saints going against Tony D'Angelo. So, like I said, both these guys make their entrances first. Obviously, All Ego Ethan Page is coming out with Ricky Saints to try to help him in his match. A lot of the match is controlled by Ricky Saints. Tony D'Angelo has a couple of good spots, but Tony D'Angelo hits him at the end with the huge right hand, the corner elbow, overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Same deal in the next corner. Then Tony gets him up. Ethan chop blocks him, and a referee, Daryl Sharma, has no choice, and Tony D'Angelo wins by disqualification. Post-match, the heels keep beating D'Angelo up, and then Joe Hendry makes the save with a big fall-away slam on Ethan Page. Clothesline sending Ricky Saints to the floor. He turns to face Tony D'Angelo, and then he hits him with a standing ovation. Saints and Page play tug of war over the title belt while Hendry surveys the scene, and commentary then hypes up next week's show. We see Robert Stone interview backstage. He says it's chaotic night, and Stand Delivered Joe Hendry will defend his title in a fatal four-way against Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, and Tony D'Angelo. And next week, he'll have them all sign the contract for it. And that is your episode of NXT for this week. I thoroughly enjoyed it, guys. I would rate it a solid B. If I had to really rate the show itself. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's enjoyable. NXT is always a good watch. It just always feels like it goes a little bit too fast just because they only get 2 hours. But, you know, like I said, it's always an enjoyable watch every single time. So I enjoy watching it. All right, so that is going to do it for our NXT section of tonight's show. But I just want to say something real quick, and I want to make this perfectly clear and let this be known. Fuck Tom Brady, okay? He ain't the GOAT. Well, he is the GOAT. I give him that. He's the GOAT. I have thoroughly enjoyed watching him play this past week. But again, fuck Tom Brady. He is a sucker, and C is an even bigger sucker because he gonna come for me when I wasn't even the one that was talking crazy about Tom Brady. It was Teddy Long, but oh no, he didn't want to cut no promo on Teddy Long. No, he came for me. Yeah, well, the Ball brothers, the tag team is over. I told you it was gonna be over, and that's like I said, fuck that man, Tom Brady. He's old, he's washed up, and he's trash. And he better not bring his ass to WrestleMania, because if he does bring his ass to WrestleMania, I promise you somebody's gonna suplex his ass or give him the last ride or something for hating on WWE. That's why I said what I said about Tom Brady, and that's what I mean when I say about Tom Brady. And I don't take back nothing I had to say about Tom Brady. And that, folks, has been your episode of Who's Next with NXT.